Hey guys, how's it going? This is Tanner with BYOB Coach.com. I'm excited. I'm here to show you guys this incredible spreadsheet that's really going to help you gauge, the health of your business. So I'm super excited because this is revolutionized the way I run my business. I've been running a residential repaint company for about a year now, and I've been perfecting the spreadsheet to the point where we can zero in on almost everything that we are spending and getting a great idea of our profit margins throughout the month. So I'm going to dive right in, guys, kind of show you exactly what this spreadsheet has to offer here. As you can see, I kind of try to make the colors real neutral, real clean. I know that's super important, and it's like one of those feel good things when you have a nice clean sheet of information. I love it. So we'll just go right here. I kind of made a fake, obviously a fake name, Wendy Mills. She's going to be our client. You'll see that it pretty much has all the information that you would gather from a lead resource. I use Home Advisor. And again, you can put word of mouth. I put WOM. We want to just make sure that we're tracking as many things as possible to help us multiply results in the future. So that's kind of my thing is I want to know where these people are coming from and how much I'm spending, and if I have to ramp up my spending, I know where to do it, so I'm not wasting any money. So you can put Thumbtack or whatever resource you're using. I think some people put some money into the paper or whatever the case may be. We want to know where the source is coming from. If you guys are getting calls, make sure you're asking so we can plug in as much information as possible. So what we'll do here is we'll say that I gave Wendy a $5,000 painting estimate, and let's just say she went with us. So we'll put that our contracted amount was 5 grand. I received a $500 deposit. Okay. And I always like to put how much she owes just in case, she has to pay at a later date. I don't lose track of how much money is in the pipeline or how much that I'm owed. So you'll see here that the profit's going to be calculated pretty much automatically, and it reflects first and foremost the contracted amount. And then what you'll see here is actual material cost, what we pay any subs, any bonuses we give out, and then what our employee labor cost is. Okay, so for me, in my painting business, I measure paint and we also measure labor costs for the hourly rate of our employees. Down here, what you'll see is liabilities. Okay, we'll dive more into this, but what this will do is reflect on our bottom line here. And again, like I said, we'll dive a little more into that in just a few minutes. So most importantly, we want to see what our actual material cost is for this particular job with Wendy. So we'll go to project one here, and we see that we have Wendy there. Just make sure we're tracking everything as much as possible to make sure we have full clarity on every job we're doing. So let's say the initial paint order for this particular job was 450 bucks, and let's say I bought 7 gallons of paint. Okay, you'll see here that obviously it's going to add the total of whatever this column has, but this is real good. Being as though this is compatible with Google Sheets, you can access this on your phone. So if you're in, the paint store or Lowe's or Home Depot and you want to grab something real quick for the job, you can easily access it. And let's say I spent $27, had to run to the paint store and get one more gallon of paint. Okay, this was all the paint that I needed for this job here. So what I'll do is I'll go right up here to my actual material cost for Wendy, and I'll put $477. And let's say again that's all I had to spend for this job in particular. So you'll see here that the profit does reflect my new expense. Again, all that is contracted amount minus the actual material cost. I also have paid sub here. So one thing that I like to do sometimes if someone's really good at something that I know that specializes, I'll call them and say, hey, you want to make a few bucks? And this will be considered a 1099 sub payment. So let's just say I paid my friend Tyler $200 to come spray a couple doors. He has a door spraying business or something like that. That'll reflect off of our profit for that particular job. And let's say that I gave my salesman $100 bonus for locking in the price. So locking in the contract, excuse me. So the last thing that we want to calculate is the labor cost for this particular job. So what we'll do is we'll go to our payroll sheet, and as you'll see here, you can kind of pretty much put in up to 6 guys. Of course, you can add a column and things like that, but my crew is of 6. I have 6 guys, and we'll attack an exterior, and sometimes we can get a job done in one day if it's a cut and dry exterior, we're just kind of doing walls or something like that. So let's just say that I used everybody on this particular day. So what I want to show you guys is how I came up with the formulas for this as well, and how I can calculate the total cost for a particular job, 8 hours a day for 6 guys. So let's just say we go to Steve here and we'll look at Steve's hourly pay. For 8 hours of work, it's $112. The formula is going to calculate that. Let's say he works 10 hours, of course, it'll go up to 140. Let's say he pressure washed for 2 hours extra. So right here, you'll see that he gets $14 an hour, and all that is obviously 10 times 14. And for the rest of the week, I can just show you what it looks like. Let's say he works, this amount of hours per week. So again, that'll just multiply whatever hour figure you put in there. So let's say he works for just 10 hours that day. Okay, and we're going to track this for the whole day here for everybody. So what I like to do is at least put the job name there. So some days we'll do a couple extra jobs, like let's say Sammy, we're there for 2 days, and we'll do Tom. We have an exterior and an interior to do for Tom. Okay, but we'll just use Wendy for this example. And I like to actually add some notes here. If it rains, I'll know why there were less hours. So if anyone questions their paycheck, I just have some notes here to remind me why the hours were off for whatever reason. You'll see that I have comp here. This is for workers' comp, and all this is a calculation of whatever your workers' comp percentage is. And here in Florida, mine's 12.65%, and all that is a reflection of what the total cost of the employee hourly rate is, which is $7.24 for the day, and then this adds on to here, and then that'll give you your total cost. So let's say we finish Wendy's house in one day. All these hours here were required to do so. My total cost, which is the hours plus the workers' comp, is going to be $815.59. Okay, $815.59. So I'm going to plug that right back in here to Wendy, and we're going to say $815.59, and that's what it was for us to work there for one day, 8 hours. Everybody was there. That's my cost there. So I made $3,400 on that particular job with a profit margin of 68%. I do want to calculate what my lead cost on that was to give me a good bottom line figure at the end of the month. So particularly for Home Advisor, they're like $77 or something like that. So we'll plug that in because it was a Home Advisor lead for $77. And I'd like to know when my initial contact date was as well. So, and you can get creative, guys. I know, whatever business you're in, I could put like wall color, or trim color or follow up. You can really get creative and kind of just, add on to this. But as far as the numbers go, this is an awesome template for you to get started. Down here, you'll see that whatever the lead cost is for all of these leads that hopefully fill up, that means you're doing a lot of business, that'll add up right here. Okay, so this correlates directly with our liabilities. Our advertising total will correlate that way. So let me show you what it looks like if we just put a lead in who does not go with us and just pretty much just costs us money because they went with somebody else. So we'll say that the estimate amount for this particular person was $3,000, and they didn't contract with us. So it's still a cost. Okay, we want to make sure that we're not ignoring it, although they didn't contract with us. Let's say we got it from Thumbtack, and get that out of there. And for Thumbtack, it's a little cheaper, so let's say it was like $54 to get their information. They send it out to a lot of people. Okay, so we want to make sure that, again, this is being accounted for, this extra money that we're paying. It's always good to have their information. Let's say this is Sammy Watson or something like that. So, okay, and we'll leave the address. Maybe they live together. Who knows? Repaint interior, and it was Thumbtack. Okay, so again, we don't want to ignore the cost of the lead, $54. That's just going to dump right into our liabilities here. Okay, this is an awesome tool as well that I really think you guys will appreciate. One thing that I will remind you, and you'll need to do manually, is make sure that this value is going to be negative. Okay, so at the end of the month, you'll have all these figures added up. Okay. And we want to make sure that this figure comes out negatively. So we just want to do this here. We're going to put parentheses around it. Oh, excuse me. Sorry. This equals 131.75. Okay. And then what we'll do is just manually enter it once the end of the month comes. Okay. So the reason this has to be negative is, and I'll go through here with you, my employer tax usually comes out to be $550. The salary that I pay myself, let's just say I pay myself $1,500 for the month, or whatever salaries you have and you're responsible for. The accountant I have is $300 a month. Payroll service is $200 a month. Insurance is $95 a month. Sometimes I like to buy food for the guys for lunch, so I also have a tracker here for food. So what I'll do is I'll put like $20 or $15 here, $50 here, and we'll say we went to pizza, or Publix, or whatever. So I like to just at least track that. This is a cost. So the whole idea of this is to track whatever cost you're spending as accurately as possible. Okay. Supplies, if I need tape or caulk or plastic. Oh, wrong category. Tape, caulk, plastic. We want to make sure that we're tracking this stuff as well. Put $80, $70, or $79. So $309 for supplies, $309, and then for food, let's say it's $50 for the month. Okay, so all of our liabilities are here. You can kind of interchange these based off of what your specific liabilities are. So particularly, we always want this to be a negative number. The reason why is this directly correlates here. So this is very, very, very important, because what this will do is this will come off of your bottom line. Okay, so this is your net income right here. This is net income. Okay, I'll just write that there. Net income. Okay, and this is your profit margin. I have that up here. So profit, net income is right here. So we made $3,400 on this particular job. We had $3,135 of liability expenses. Okay, this figure here already subtracts all of our expenses for the particular job that it's associated with. Our lead expense is subtracted already here. Okay, so that's accounted for, and this will all cycle through here, and that'll give us $271.66 after all of our expenses. Okay, which is a 5% profit margin. So that's just obviously one job. Of course, I don't think anyone would be too happy with those numbers. But the real beauty in it is our ability to pretty much calculate everything. Again, I've been using this for about a year now. I've perfected it as best as I could as I went, and I'm super happy with the way that it's come out at this point, because I can really pinpoint all the expenses that I'm incurring. So really valuable. And again, guys, you're gonna have I'm sure a ton more leads and a ton more jobs and stuff like that. When you get 20 different different contacts for the month, that's when it becomes really valuable, because you're able to just see everything in one place. You can follow up with people. You can, sometimes I'll even open up the project details. I'll write some notes like called, left message, like things like that. So I'm constantly able to access this on all the platforms that I have, or all the devices I have, my phone, my iPad, all this, and I can see exactly where I'm at. And of course I can update it accordingly. Like I said, if I have to go to the paint store and have to buy something, or if you have to go to Lowe's and get a piece of wood or anything like that, you're able to do so and not miss a beat. And the beauty of it is you don't have to keep your receipts. If you have a good accountant, or if you're doing things on QuickBook, everything's pretty much digital, so you don't have to bring your receipts home and figure it out. You can kind of just plug it in on the go. Everything saves in the drive if you use Google Drive before. So again, taking advantage of the technology we have, this spreadsheet is going to make a world of difference in your business. Really helps you gauge where you're spending things, what you're doing, and tracking really important aspects of your contracting business. So again, this is Tanner, BYOBCoach.com. I really look forward to continuing to help you guys. I hope you like the spreadsheet, and I wish you nothing but success. Thanks for watching, guys.